Hey,
Hey,
okay,
hold on
one
one second.
second.
Let me connect my headphones
All right, so you
so you
can
guys can
actually,
hear me.
okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag my people because usually I do that so they know that it's
Mm-hmm.
on. Um, that way they can hear more about you. I'm trying to my best to try tag. I will tell you, Ksenia, I know we did some videos and pictures together and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about your work.
Hi, Jeet. I
Okay.
see someone joining.
Okay. Hi. That's
Hey.
your friend. Okay.
So let's give them like a little bit of a pre-taste. What are we talking about
So
today
we're going to
again?
talk about a little bit about you. You're going to tell us about
Okay.
you. And I
Yeah.
think we're talking about the platform. Number one, we're talking about the 2020, how it was. And then we'll talk about a little bit about your work and how you came up
Okay.
with this creativity. Hi. How you came up with this creativity. I usually do this at 6, 7:30, but I feel like I want to do it because school is starting back up. 5 o'clock is the ideal time.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to talk about. And people are probably going to watch this after it's already been recorded. So those people that are watching after it's been recorded, hi. Thank you. Thank you in the future. All right. So,
Yeah.
but here is what I want you to just, tell us a little bit about you. I know that, tell us a little bit about you. You were saying about, what happened during the 2020. It wasn't a bad experience for you because you were still
No,
working.
I mean, obviously it was a different situation, but for me, as I said, like I feel for those people who were affected during the pandemic. But
Right.
my family and me personally, we were kind of lucky, so we were not affected as much. We didn't lose any jobs, and I mean, I had to stay out of work, like I couldn't work for 4 to 6 weeks, and then it was kind of slow when people were trying to figure out what are we. By the way, let me introduce myself. Shall we start with that? Because not everybody knows. We just assume like,
Hi, hello, fashion. Okay.
hi. I just assume like everybody knows me, but they don't. So
Who
my
is
name is
this
Kit.
woman?
Yeah, my name is Ksenia. I'm a portrait and fashion photographer. I'm the photographer behind Annie's pictures that she was sharing just recently for
Yes.
her birthday and some of the family pictures that she's been posting over the holidays. Hi, I
I'm gonna
see
try to see if I can
faces that
pull
I
up
know.
one of those goddess pictures. Oh my gosh. You're like, I just
Yeah,
love
can you
watching.
share it
But keep
here?
talking, keep talking, keep talking.
Yeah, okay. So I've been doing photography for 10 years now, and I'm very passionate about the fashion photography, but not in a sense of just photographing models. Although I love I just love the creativity behind it and trying to like put the ideas together. So when my clients come to me and say like, I want to look like this, I'm kind of like, I have to start my creative machine in here to see how to make
Hi,
this
honey.
happen.
Hi, kids.
Yeah, and oh hey. So yeah, and I'm trying to kind of like figure out how to make this happen. So this is what happened to you with your shoot, for example. So you already had the outfits planned, and you already kind of like, yeah, this is your picture, and you already knew what you wanted to do. But I love learning about because even the first call that we had, even before we started working together, I
Right.
want to remember how I was asking questions about you, not in terms of like the photography. I just like I want to learn about the person behind who you are. What do you
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
What's your life is about? What do you want to? Because I feel like the good photo shoot, the portraits, it's not just about the external beauty, but it's the person behind that facade. Even though
Like,
you
what's the person
obviously
like? Yeah.
yeah, even though obviously most people want to look like glamorous and like fashiony, especially like my clients, because I attract that kind of people who love to dress up and wear makeup and beautiful hair and all that. But I love to see the person behind all of that, just external
And
beauty.
and we talked a little bit, like I think it was in July or something like that, and I approached you. I think it was July or August. I
Yeah,
can't
it was
remember.
summertime. I can't remember exactly, but your shoot
Yeah.
wasn't until October. So like the first stage for me is just to get to know the person as much as I can, because obviously we didn't know each other in person. You found me, I don't know, from Instagram or through referrals probably,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so for me, it's very important to connect to the person and make sure we're a good fit too.
Yes,
Because
yes.
sometimes people want things that I can't give them what they're looking for, and I'm gonna be honest about it. Like I don't need every single client. I want to make sure I work with people who are, we attract each other and we're a good fit for each other. And also, if I feel like I will not be able to deliver what they're looking for, I'd rather refer them to the person who will be a better
That
fit
can
for
do the
them.
work. Yeah.
And I refer a lot of my clients to a lot of photographers, so that's why everybody loves me.
So I'll be honest with you. I am glad that I was able to get you at the right time because you're a busy woman. Like seriously,
I
you're always
am.
you're always booked, and it's so amazing because I the first time when you sent me and your turnaround, even with the pictures, for the family, or just say yes, she does. So the thing is that
I
the
owed you.
first the turnaround, the most amazing thing is the turnaround that you give your work, the work that you did back to your customers, and then this is me talking now. You're then
Hmm.
telling me to pick some specific amount of pictures out of all these wonderful pictures, and I'm like, how am I gonna do that? This is so
It
hard.
is hard.
It is hard because you do such a great job. Like this is my first time of working with you. And I'm already saying, okay, I need to book her for next year already. And the reason why is because she is always booked because she is very good. You're like one of the best out there. Well, as far
Oh,
as I
thank
know, in the
you.
DMV area, I if I actually knew with my daughter when I had my daughter 20 years ago, I told you, I said, I would
Hmm.
have booked you. But I didn't know you then. And I didn't even know you were like right behind my house. Like,
Right, we
and
live like 5 minutes from each other,
yeah,
which
so,
is.
but it was destiny because really I wanted to have a great picture because I couldn't have a birthday party. I decided to
Hmm.
do a photo shoot and I believed that it was worth it. Sometimes people think about the money that we spend into photo shoots, but the thing is the work behind it.
Yeah,
And
but
you
like
told me
5 years
that.
later, 5 years down the road, you will not remember how much what cost you in
Right.
terms of the money spent. But when you look at the picture, you will remember how it made you feel,
Exactly.
and this is priceless. This is what actually is so funny story. Speaking about looking back at your pictures, my daughter found my wedding album, which I
Uh-huh.
printed. It's been 8 years this year since we got
Okay.
married. So I printed the same year. And I
Okay.
never actually looked back at my wedding pictures. They're very beautiful, but I was just like, it was just sitting somewhere in my closet and I was cleaning out and she found it. And she was looking through, she's almost 4 now. And she's like, oh, mommy, you look so pretty. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And the funny thing that in the moment, I remember that I didn't feel beautiful. I felt
Mhm.
like my dress was too tight, my arms were too fat, all those silly things that
Mhm.
we as women
We
have
all
like
have. Oh
inside
my
all
God, I
those
was
voices inside our heads, and like everybody's looking at you and maybe your arm is like hanging and like honestly nobody
But
and
you're a
especially
miracle worker.
well, I am because this is not what I want you to see when you look in the pictures of yourself, because we've been raised, I feel like in this culture, women are raised and they taught to hate their bodies and the way they look in so
Mhm.
many ways. It's not like intentionally, but like, oh, look at the Susie, she has her hair right, or like, like all those things your moms and your like aunties and
Yes,
everybody tell
yes,
you. So, or like, look at she
it's
has
a lot
long
of
legs, and
criticism. Yeah.
and you look at those pictures online, and like the expectations are just so, you can't ever possibly meet them every single day, being a real woman, a real life woman.
Yeah.
So that's why when I work with my clients, I educate them. So, hey, look, you're beautiful the way you are. I know you want to look a certain way. So there's tools that can help you. So first of all, we start with the right posing, the right kind of style, the fashion that complements your figure, because you don't want to be like overly tight like a little sausage. So,
Right, right.
so that's not going to look good. So everything has to complement the way you look. And then there are tools that can enhance your beauty. But I don't change, like when I do Photoshop and when I do my editing, I don't change who you are. I just make it a little look better on camera. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
So here is what I would say. I still like. I'm always like, why is she? editing. Like she's already done the work. Like that's the way I see it. I'm like, there's no need to edit. It's just beautiful. Because I remember when we did the first shoot in October, and we
Mm-hmm.
went to DC, and you were literally, I don't know what you were doing with the sun, but you and the sun were maybe friends or against friends. I don't know. Like I just saw like, oh, the sun is coming out this way. Let's go this way. You know, it was just amazing because you knew what worked with photography, and then
Yeah.
you literally use that technique to tell us a little bit more about the sun and you, because I still don't understand.
Yeah, so because I do shoot outside a lot, I do work with a lot of influencers, and it's like a long outdoor shoot most of the time. So it's like 3 to 4 hours I would spend outside being miserable. So, and because I'm looking for the light that's gonna complement the skin tones and your beauty, and it has to look even, like for my style, it has to look even across the face and the body. So
Okay.
that's because you don't want to look too bright in the face and too dark in your legs, for example. So outside, it's like the ideal situation, but you don't want to be in the bright sun because when you're in the bright sun, one side of your face may be like overly bright and the opposite side will be darker shadows. And like it's not as flattering for
That's
most people.
amazing. So
So
do you use the sun? Okay, like when we're doing the outdoor shoot, did you use the sun to, you see how now I'm in front of the, bright light. Did you use the sun for because of a darker shade of the skin, or how
no,
does that work?
you were actually in the shade, if you remember.
Yeah, that's right.
We're shooting in the shade because
Right.
this is when even the outside you're in the shade, you think it's dark, but it's actually a lot much brighter than if you were indoors, for example. It's still a lot of light, but the light is more like filtered, if you will. So
Okay.
think about when the sun comes out, when it's like a cloudy day. Okay, so the bright sun comes out, you'll see that bright side, kind of like harsh shadows. But then the cloud covers the sun. It kind of filters the light and everything, so it's like overcast. So everything is
Overcast.
like
Yeah.
nice and kind of like even lit. So this is the same technique that I use outside. So basically just find a big shade, face the light, and you're gonna be all set for the success.
Yeah.
Even even if you take pictures with your phone, like it's all about the angle, the
The
lighting,
angle
and you
of it.
can get a
Yeah.
nice shot.
Yes, 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 you're right about that. So I will be honest with you. Of course, we all try to use our iPhone to be that photographer, but it never worked, right?
I
So
mean, it could.
it could work, but if we learn how to use the technique that you have. But one thing I will say is that it was very impressive because, my pictures, literally, my mom, okay, even the one that we didn't edit, my mom put it and sent it as a surprise to the musician in Nigeria for them to put it in the background, whatever. I was not expecting that at all for my birthday. And I think it was my mom and my aunt that did all that stuff.
hmm
But even while I was looking at the unedited photos that you gave me that I sent to her, and I didn't know she was going to do that. When I used that, hi guys, when I used that, I still felt very impressed by what you did because it
Thank
didn't
you.
even have to be unedited. It doesn't have to be edited and it still look really, really beautiful. That
Well, yeah, I'm aiming like when I take pictures to make them look as good on camera again with lighting, posing, just the right settings and the right angle. But
mhm,
then the editing just enhances, so I make sure your skin is glowing and all of that. Sometimes it may not look exactly perfect because to me,
right.
I'm a perfectionist, so I'm looking for something that it's not there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to enhance things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, but I would honestly say, the creativity behind it. One thing I know was one of the most difficult was the family shoot.
Oh yeah. It always is.
Even because we were planning on doing 2 shoots outdoor. At the end of the day, because of time, traffic, craziness, we ended up
hmm
with one. I think it was one of the best pictures out there. I'm still gonna be bragging about it. They will be seeing it. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be posting that picture because I'm so excited about it. But one of the things I love about the picture is because I just felt like it's me. I felt like it was me. I felt confident in myself. You make people feel comfortable. You were trying
Oh,
to get
thank
to know
you.
my children, but some of them have so difficult because they want to play with their iPads. But one thing I know is that the way you did the work, my husband, in fact, my husband was very happy with it. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Like he was very
Yeah,
impressed
that's
because
I love hearing like the feedback because a lot of times guys they like oh, whatever,
I
like
know,
I'm
like,
just
why are you
gonna
spending
be
that
like,
money?
do you, I'll be here just because you asked me to. But then like in the end of the day, most of the guys ended up like having fun. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I have a question, another question for you.
Yes.
And that is, how do you come up? Because I remember we talked about the clothing that I would wear and the color,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of gave me some advice on clothing, or what do you recommend for anyone that's watching this whenever they want to do a photo shoot? What do you think that a photographer is looking for?
For like a family picture or just in
Family
general?
picture, any photo. You know, I know you do editorials, you do different kind of shoots,
Mm-hmm.
you do business, you know, and you know what? You got to pay for the price because Ksenia, but the
Well,
thing is
actually
that
raising my pricing.
people, I will tell you, Ksenia, people have called me and say her price is so costly. I'm like, no, she's good, you know, like, you know, so if you want good stuff, you got to pay for it, of course. But the one thing is, they are all surprised. And I said, look, she's really good. So I am very
Thank
impressed. And
you.
I'm glad that I paid that money. I'm not going to regret it. Well,
Thank
good luck to
you.
the people that
So anyways,
But
let's go
tell us
back
a
to
little bit
the
about the
styling.
clothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so the
clothing.
styling, I mean, I don't tell per se my clients what to wear exactly. I kind of like ask them what are they thinking to wear because everybody has different style and preference on the
I'm going to
color
show
and all
some of the
that.
pictures just so you know. All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
I want
I
to talk
ask
about this.
what
Go
they
ahead.
want to wear. Most of my clients, especially for like family shoots, they style themselves and their family. I'm happy to help if you need my advice, when you're working with me. So normally the one thing that I say, like, don't wear too much so the outfit doesn't wear you, but you wear the outfit. So I personally like just clean colors, just clean, solid colors. So not so much, clutter in the pictures. So I like something that complements your skin tone. So you probably already know what looks good on you, what doesn't. And I like something that complements your figure, your body shape too. So obviously, like if you're not comfortable wearing like a tight dress, don't do it. You don't have to. Like you can wear something that's waisted and maybe like A-line, kind of like complementing your figure. And then when you style a group of people, for example, for a family shoot, I always ask my clients to go with a certain color scheme. So, for example, so everybody looks like kind of like in a harmony
A
together.
family shoot. Yeah, you see
Yeah,
like
so
family combination. Yeah.
picture, see you have like a lighter base for the girls in your picture, and you have darker, like cooler colors for the guys. So same thing. I usually ask my clients to stick with two main colors and maybe add like an accent color or something, or blend color, like mix colors with neutrals, because that usually helps. And
Exactly.
I
Let me
personally
see that.
love like white on white or like black on black.
I
It just
remember
looks
that
good.
you were saying, any, let's do something on black, and someone was like, black on black. That's your birthday. Why would you want to do? I think it was my husband that was like, black on black, and I said, well, that's supposed to be the casual shoot, you know. And they were like,
Hmm.
why would you want to do black on black? But anyway, I knew, like, remember when I showed you some of the picture, and I wanted to
Hmm.
wear another top to the tutu, and you were like, hi, Alex Waters. You were like, maybe we shouldn't wear that, we should wear that. And I think also OG, the makeup artist, like, no, don't wear this
Yeah,
shirt.
because you had too much, you had like little
I think it was too
graphics.
busy. Yeah, I think it was too
Yeah, I don't
busy.
like when there's like the print is too busy or the graphics because I feel like it's taking over you in the picture. It's cool for like a fashion shoot if you want to, so it's not for a family maybe. If you want to
Not a
show
family,
more
yeah.
more like of the outfit, then it's cool if that's what you like personally, if that's your style.
Right.
But other than that, like I just love like the clean pictures, honestly.
I did. Like, I'll be honest with you, I really, really, really love the picture, and I am looking forward to next year. I really do not want to hear, hi, Alex. So I really do not want to hear what your new pricing is right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Because
it in private.
people are coming to me and saying, oh my goodness, I really want to book it first. She's booked. Second, her price. And I'm like, she's a photographer. She has to eat, like, that's her source of income. So please, just save up if you want to do a photo shoot. If you want to
But
do a
it's
photo
not,
shoot,
let me say something, because it's not about the price, it's not about the
the
price ticket, it's
time.
about the experience.
Mhm.
Like, think about anything that you get a luxury experience, because it's not just the pictures, like it's not just me clicking like the button that a lot of people think. A lot of thought goes into the shoot first. It starts with a pre-consultation, like I told you about it. I'm trying
Yes,
to get
yes.
the person on the it's very important to me too. I could charge less and do like more shoots, but it just doesn't bring me joy first. Second of all, I feel like I'm not going to be serving my clients as well as I could have. So
Mhm.
I'm actually limiting the number of sessions for the next year so I can free up some time for my family, because my daughter's growing up and I feel like I never see
Yeah,
her
that's
because I'm
what.
always working. So, and just the amount of time, like a lot of people just don't understand how much time goes into a photo shoot, starting with a pre-consultation. How many phone calls we had before I even met you in
Someone
person?
just said, "Are you a photographer in DC?"
I am,
She goes
yeah.
everywhere. Well, she goes with the
No,
DMV
I don't
area.
go everywhere.
DMV area.
I'm based in Maryland, but yeah, I do come to DC and Virginia and Baltimore, so it just depends on what kind of project we're working on. So check out my Instagram. You
Yeah.
hopefully, I
So
don't know
you
how
go
the
ahead
life
and
works,
just
but you can somehow
yeah, put
go
your
to my
if
profile.
you I
Mhm.
can pin it if you just put Ask Ksenia Pro Photos. Let me see if you do that, and then I'll pin it for you so people can, hold on a second.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to do it, so
Oh,
I'll
you
just let
just put it
people
in the
find me.
comment. You can put it in the comment. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on.
Let me see if I can pin you. Yeah, you just kind of like, let me see if I can pin you.
Yeah, I did it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and
Perfect. But they
pin
probably
some.
see
Okay, keep
my
going.
tag in the live. Yes, so and then the shoot itself, it's always longer than it was supposed to be. 'Cause
That is correct. That one, I would say yes. Yes, yes, yes.
most of the time, like it depends on how well we prepared, but most of the time it goes like a little bit longer than we expected. So I usually add another hour to what we were supposed to spend on the shoot.
Yes.
And then the editing part takes, and
You
like the
say 30
client support
minutes. You
afterwards.
say 30 minutes, but you're more than 30 minutes. You spend over an hour and a half with your clients. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm like, oh my God, we're rushing, we're rushing. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, she's still going over because she's doing her work. And then you put the
Yeah.
smile on her face. I actually felt like a model. And I'm one of those people. I'm
Well,
like,
you are. When you're in
what?
front of my camera, everybody's a model.
It's like,
And
was
let's
it?
see how like it's all about how it makes you feel,
Yeah.
right?
And then
Not
put your
just
head together. Do this.
yeah.
It's
And
just
you
a
feel
smile.
almost like you feel like the air is blowing and you just like
Oh
here
yeah.
on
And then I'm like,
stage.
go ahead and smile. I'm like, even now I do that now.
Yeah, the fake laugh.
It is, but it's like literally, I don't know, OG, maybe OG can attest to this. I think it was one picture that you took and you
Hmm.
showed it to, oh, they say you sound Russian, definitely use okay. So the thing is, you took a picture and we're all like, oh my goodness, during the shoot, I think I have the video, but it was just the way we all went, wow, because right after you took the picture, you were so excited about it as well, to the point that you just came to show it to me, like, take a look. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my goodness. If I can find the video, you guys will be able.
Yeah.
But it
And
was just
normally,
beautiful.
yeah, I don't like showing the pictures before I edit them. That's a
Yes.
thing. But now because most of my pictures already look good on camera, I'm just so particular about the ones that I want to make sure you would like what you see too, because I'm very
Yeah.
hard at. I am Russian for those who are
And then
wondering.
Alex is asking, I was born in Nigeria. So, I'm a Nigerian American. I'm proud of where my heritage. And we're still going to do something about Delphine next year. Remember, we talked about that. So, because I
Hmm.
believe in culture, and, even Ksenia asked me, like, did I want to do my attire, like my head tie or something to show my culture? And
Right.
we couldn't do that because of time and because of COVID getting things
Yeah,
together.
it takes
Yeah.
time to wrap it up, right? I know it
It
takes
takes,
time, and you
yeah.
have to know how to do it, so it's not an easy thing to do. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex. We were talking about, I don't want to, because we're also reading the comments. So this is a little difficult to read the comments and then,
Hmm.
but the one thing is that, when you put clothing together, when you put the combinations together, there's a lot of work that goes behind it. If you want a very good pictures, you recommended to me, I told OG when I first met her, of course she thinks I'm difficult. Do you think I'm difficult to work with?
Well, you just know what you want, and you need help figuring out the details, and you want to be very particular about how it happens. So it
Right.
just like I wouldn't say it's difficult, it's just
What I
you
want.
more detail oriented. I am too.
Yeah.
So I'm very patient with everybody. Some people require less time, figuring things out. Some people need a little bit more love and support from me. So I work with everybody, as long as that I know that I can serve them well. So.
Yes. And I will be honest with you, this is one of me and my husband together, and you could remember that day how that was going. I actually like, all the pictures. The one that we did indoor, I think even with my husband and I was more of a connection. I felt connected to him versus the one outside because of the kids, right? Because this was
hmm
our first
Well,
time.
there was a lot of distractions when you shoot outside. And remember, there
Yes.
was like a protest or something.
Yes, there was a,
It was
and then
like,
the Chinese person passing by taking videos. They were like, "Oh, great! We don't want this to come out yet." But
and because you have three kids, and one of them is a
three
little girl, and everybody's like, I'm like, guys, just forget about it. And they're like,
we're
just
looking
like
at them,
standing, posing, but their eyes like towards the all
and
the
you were
noise and all that.
apologizing for it. I was like, "No, it's okay," because I think they were having
Well,
a
I
pep
did.
rally or
I
something
like
like
to do
that.
my research. I like to know where I'm going, especially when we shoot on location. But a lot of times, like I wouldn't be able to find even that information. Like if the road's going to be blocked, or there
Yes,
could be sometimes when I shoot outside, there's an event in the building that we were planning to use, for
yes,
example,
yes,
and that happened to me a couple times, and I wouldn't be aware of it because it's like a private event. Like I wouldn't know. So I'm
yes.
like, oh, damn it, let me.
This is the picture. So I wish I can drag this one. I wish I can drag so people can see. But this is the one that I felt connected the most to my husband while doing the shoot. I don't know if everyone can see it because my stuff is like covering
Can you
it.
move your face to the
I
other side?
can't.
Your
Like I
camera?
wish
Oh, you
that you
can.
can literally move the face, Like you can't. I actually love that we can show the pictures, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt, but if you want to see more of the picture, it's on my hi Triple T. She's also a photographer in Glen Burnie. And hi
Hi.
James, hi Bookie. So see my people are now coming. I did not say you are difficult but particular.
Yeah.
OG is like particular. Don't worry, OG, you're one of my favorites.
And OG is a very talented makeup artist, and
Yes.
she's so patient, and she
Right.
helped us so much too, because
Oh
she's
my
not
goodness.
just a
Okay,
makeup artist. She was
Ksenia,
your stylist and the train tosser and
see
like the
this one.
tissue
This one
person.
right here. OG did that work right there in the behind. You see that? Someone say it's good enough. So OG was one of those people throwing the train was long, of course. I don't know how you did it, Ksenia, but literally OG and Ksenia were just going around and going, Phew! I'm like, oh great. But I was looking good. That was part of the experience that I had. And I'm so grateful that, of course, before I do anything, I pray about it and then I go with it, right? So I'm glad that I had OG there. I'm glad that I had Ksenia there. And I think, okay, and then Favor to then came in eventually. So it made me feel like literally like I was being taken care of. It was an experience. It wasn't about, oh, just sit down and take a picture, but it was an experience. It was worth it. It was worth the money. So, they were being creative. These three creative geniuses were just working and they did such an amazing job. It was just kind of like a teamwork. And I thank you for that, OG. So OG, yes, I'm not difficult. I'm just particular.
And it's all like you mentioned, and you said it just in the best way possible because it's a collaboration. It's not
Yes,
just me taking pictures of you, but my clients, like it's just the creative energy that comes together.
yes,
So I try to play the most part of it as much as possible, but
right.
I have to connect with the client, with the person in front of the camera too, to make the magic happen. It just doesn't happen. It's not
It
just
doesn't.
me.
No, it doesn't just happen. And I'm very
Yeah, and if you
grateful.
have people helping, it
Yes,
helps a lot.
it's worth it. And because of COVID, how have you been working with, during this COVID season indoors? Because I remember you wear masks because I was wearing makeup. So,
hmm
how have you been coping? Like, I know your business was not greatly affected because you were creative enough to go outdoor to shoot and stuff. But
hmm
how have you been coping with this COVID, precautions and, especially in Montgomery County, we have to follow protocols. How have you been
Yes.
coping with that?
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, when everybody was on lockdown, obviously I couldn't do anything. But then once it was about 4 to 6 weeks, I can't remember exactly right now. So it was like April, the whole month of April, I was just home and the daycare was closed. So it was a lot of fun.
That
It
was
was
hard.
just, yeah, when I'm not used to taking care. I mean, I love my daughter greatly, but it's a lot of work.
It's
Um, so, and then it started slowly to pick up because they allowed us to work outside. I was one of the first people who were allowed to go back to work because we could do what we do outside. We could do shoots outside. So but it was slow in the beginning because people were not, first, they didn't know that things started to reopen. Second, it was a
right.
confusion like, oh my God, what do we do? Maybe I can get sick. And I had to have long conversations with people because I didn't know either. Like we were in the same boat.
Because it was something new to everybody. It was, I
Yeah,
don't
and
think it
and
was
people were
unprecedented. It was really something like you're not sure. Like I
right.
actually, so my daughter actually goes to like a house. You know, the woman is like a family member now. But Grandma Anna, you know Grandma Anna, you met her.
Hmm.
So, but and then the thing is that at one point, like you said, from March, I think it was towards the end of March, I was like, we're not gonna bring Sade to you for right now. So about a month and a half went by that I just have to kind of like communicate with her via FaceTime. And that was even a home daycare, you know, it was really difficult. So I kind of
Yes.
understand what you're saying about daycare. It was hard, you know?
Yeah, so it started slowly pick up. But I feel like a lot of people were coming to me and waiting for the answers. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do the best. If you're comfortable working with me, I'll wear my mask. I'll keep my distance as much as you can, but there's only so much I can do, and I cannot, like, there's no guarantee that, I'm not sick because there were not so much testing available at that time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we just have to trust each other. Like, if I know anything, I'll let you know right away. I actually had to cancel. One week I had to cancel all of my shoots because my daughter had a fever and we were not sure what it's all about, but it was
You
nothing. It turned
weren't.
out to be nothing.
Right.
Well, I didn't know, like, like the first thing you think about is like COVID, and we're like, okay, great. Then I had to call everybody, and I canceled everybody. I was honest. I was like, look, my daughter has a fever. We're gonna go take a test, but it's gonna take a few days. So let's just reschedule for the following week or like in 2 weeks. I'll let you know right away.
And
Hmm.
that's part of your contract. That's one thing I noticed because yes, I did read the contract word for word. And if there is an extenuating circumstances, as long as we tell you ahead of time, you can
Right.
work with someone, and even you promise to kind of like find another day that will work for the both
Yeah,
parties so that you
absolutely.
can all work
I
together.
try to be as flexible as I can, even though when there's a busy season, it's very hard for me to reschedule. So if it's, but again, like that's why I like working with people that I work with because I feel like we build a trust and relationships. So we
Yes.
trust each other, we respect each other's time. If something happens, I respect the circumstances. Especially I
Yes.
work with a lot of maternity clients, so things happen, like they don't feel great sometimes, and they would know until the day of the shoot. So they would call me like, hey, I had to go to the emergency room. Do you think we should do the shoot tomorrow? I'm like, no, girl, just stay there. Let's just reschedule, like be safe.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Divine.
everybody.
Hi, Tinka. I saw people coming in, but I don't want to pause. OG, hi, everyone. I'll just keep doing the waving thing while she talks. Keep going. I said, OG,
Yeah.
what do you see? You're in my head. Keep going, Ksenia.
So I mean, I understand there some things could happen. So I always respect, and I accept that unpredictable things happen. So as long as it's like a good enough reason, I always like, I'm a human being, so
Yeah.
first, and the photographer second.
Yeah.
So I always try to, get connected, and the relationship is much more important to me than the work that I do or the money that I receive or anything else, because it's all about the human connection in the end of the day.
It
So.
is all about the human connection. And the one thing I would say is that when you work with people and you put them first, because they're so, look, someone is like saying, I can tell you, your work is
Hi.
amazing. So
Thank you.
the one thing is that when you put your work first and you do it well and you have that customer service into it, people will always come back to you. So
Hmm.
it was a very lovely shoot. I will be honest with you, like I am looking forward to, of course, she does a lot of editorial, and she also do, maternity, like she said, but between family shoot and maternity, which one would you pick?
I love maternity shirts, but they could be like a family too, you know, because a lot of. So actually, my phone is about to die. I have like 5% left.
Okay, so Ksenia,
I didn't
before you
realize it would
go,
take so long.
I know
Yeah.
this is what usually happens to me. I will always get the plug. Now I have my plug ready to like plug it in. So here is what I want to do before you go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, from time to time, maybe you can come over. Some people will definitely watch this. People have actually asked me, your photographer, can they come to New Jersey? But she said no.
Well, I don't travel at the moment.
She doesn't travel at the moment.
So
But
second of
when
all, I have
COVID lifts
a
up, we could
4-year-old, so I
travel.
try to, not do. Let me actually plug it in
Yeah,
real
go ahead
quick.
and plug it in.
Can you still hear me though?
When COVID is lifted up, like the this case that we have, would you be
Mhm.
willing to travel? Hi.
I used to travel more, but it's like with the family, it could be
It's
challenging.
difficult.
So it depends on the project.
Okay.
If it's yeah.
So, because I do have some people that are already saying, but some of them are in New York, some of them are in New Jersey. Yes, I do know people from
Yeah,
there.
they can come to me. It's
That's
not
what I
that
said.
far. And it
We
could be
can
like a
have it
fun
here.
fun
And
road
also
trip
travel is
too.
sponsoring this. Also travel agent is my travel agent business that I do. Yes, moms are all jack of all trades, but also travel, will say, okay, if you want to, come down, we can help you book the tickets and you come down here. We'll give you a great experience and, you have a beautiful time. I'm sure OG will be available to do your makeup.
We
Um,
need to make like a Ksenia Pro studio tours.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah. And we were also talking about I think you wanted to be giving classes as well, for
Yes.
Ksenia.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember we were talking about it in 2020. I didn't want to say last week, but, but the one thing I know that, I think it was Favor and OG, they were also, we were like, oh, you should probably do some lessons, for people
Mhm.
so they can always do it because not everybody wants to pay the money
Yeah,
for
so
that
if anybody
experience.
wants to, learn more from me, I share my behind the scenes, some tutorials on my YouTube channel, which is if you search on YouTube, it's Ksenia Pro Photography.
Okay.
So just like my name and photography. And then I actually started like I don't have anything, just like starting out a new educational platform for photographers and for everybody who just wants to learn about photography. So for example,
Right.
business owners like yourself, who wants to know
Yes,
how
because
to
I
take
can't I
better
can't be paying
pictures.
Ksenia all the time.
Yeah, yeah, so it's on my website, which is kseniapro.com/education. And
Yeah.
if you go and like sign up for the email updates, I'm actually building like a wait list for my classes, and I'm gonna send out some free tips on photography, and just a lot of amazing content that is just in the works right now. So
Hmm.
2021 is. I'm actually gonna be launching my podcast too this year, so it's gonna
I
be
am
a whole lot.
excited for that. And I
Yeah.
saw I saw that you got some things from Russia finally. I was reading your Instagram page.
Well, I didn't get
I
it
think
actually.
it was
It's
costume.
coming. The package, yes,
Yeah, I'm so glad you got
somewhere.
it. And
It's
that is
somewhere.
beautiful. Was that the one with the pregnancy shoot?
Yeah, well, it's not exactly that dress, so I'm waiting for
Okay.
something else. So they're gonna arrive next week probably. They got delayed again.
So
But
Ksenia, we need to
they're
talk
in
because
Gaithersburg, so they're not far. That
yeah.
package.
So the one thing is, people didn't know this. A lot of people were asking me. My dress, the green dress, actually came from the Ukraine. I told you that, right?
Really? Yeah, you told
Yes.
me it was somewhere from Europe, but I didn't know where
Yeah,
exactly.
it came from the Ukraine, and they made it for me, of course. So if you want information, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Email me or contact me, and then I'll connect you also with the designer. I know a lot of people like different kind of designer from out of the country.
Yeah.
So and Ksenia, I'm so excited that you're going to have some things that of course your clients will be able to use. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's all about just educating. So I'm
Hmm.
actually releasing a video soon next week probably or so, how to photograph darker skin tones, because
Okay.
this is one of the problems that a lot of photographers have. So I want
Right.
to ask you real quick, if that's okay. So before you met me, for example, how was the experience with like other photographers in terms of
So
the quality of the
um
pictures or
I would say usually because I usually do most of my pictures in Florida when I go for my vacation there,
you already
and it's
know
always
somebody there?
indoors. So I
Mhm.
don't think I've ever done. It was a long time ago that I did my engagement shoot, and let me say this right now: I have replaced that one with I replaced this shoot with my engagement shoot. You know, that was like in 2007, you know, think about it. So
Yeah.
I have replaced what I just did recently and deleted the experience and put it because the person, you know, of course, outdoor shoot, it didn't really give, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would say my experience with you has been phenomenal because yeah, because you know, you just knew what you were doing. You just did what you knew. And you literally, you know, communicated with me. Like you even wanted to get to know my kids before we took the picture, but we couldn't do it because these kids weren't cooperating. But you still wanted me to have my experience. You like this is your shoot. We did a family shoot and then we did a birthday shoot. But then
Mm-hmm.
I still brought the kids even for the second shoot, which was a no-no. Next time I will not do that again. Because I wanted to have that experience. It was supposed to be for me. You know, that's why I split the event. But
Well,
anyway,
that's the reason why, because we as moms, as women, I feel like we compromise all the time and we put
yeah,
ourselves last.
yeah.
That's why when somebody comes to me like for a personal photo shoot, I'm like, yes, this is
I
your time.
exactly. Yeah.
This is your time. Even, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
go
So
ahead.
hey, let me say this to you. I think this was my birthday party. I'll be honest with you. Of course, I'm still gonna do a trip next year for my birthday after the. That's the next year. This year, if everything else goes away. Well, once I get my vaccine, I keep telling my husband I'm not getting the vaccine, but yeah, I am gonna get the vaccine. But I actually want you to help us before you go because I don't want to. This has been almost an hour. I want you to help me pick the person that's going to win for our followers at the Also Travel platform. A 3 nights cruise, all-inclusive cruise to the Mediterranean.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I'm going to see if we can flip this over. I'm going to show you from my computer. And the one thing is I have like a spinner wheel. I try to be creative. There was another people that joined. So if you really, I will from time to time be doing like a giveaway. And if you want to follow me at Also Travel, so I will put it on there at Also Travel. And that is my travel agent's platform. Let me go ahead and pin that. I'm going to pin it. All right. So that is my travel agent platform. I'm going to try to see if I can pin the comment. And of course, follow Ksenia at Ksenia Pro, Ksenia Pro Photos. Okay. So we're going to choose, and I'm actually going to go ahead and show you what. So I don't know. Can you see this? So
Yeah,
this.
but I think you should remove your photograph, the picture that we took for
Oh
you,
yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
screen
Thank you for
better.
saying that. I wasn't even thinking that way. Thank you. See, this is why two people is better than one. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so this is Celestia Cruises. I partner with Celestia Cruises. Let me see. And I'm gonna do it. This is like a getaway to do stuff, but you know, of course, if you want to book a cruise and you've never been to an all-inclusive cruise, you can book with me. And I'm going to try to pick, I'm just going to pick something in August. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to do this 3 nights. So this is what I'm raffling out. The iconic Asian cruise, again, cruise, but it starts in March. But if you can't travel in March, that's fine. This can be used between 2021 and 2022. And all you have to do is follow Also Travel. Of course, you can go ahead and follow Ksenia Pros, where right now. And then follow Enisco brand. But the one that is really doing this is it's the Also Travel. So I'm gonna try to see if this will work. If it doesn't work, I'll just give
So
people.
this is Greece, or is it a multiple
So it's
destinations?
gonna do multiple destinations. It goes to 6 destinations within the course of 3 nights.
Mm,
And then
that's
4 days. So this is learn more. And like I said, it can be anytime. I am sponsoring this because my travel agency is sponsoring this for anyone that is following me. And there are 60 people because I disqualify some travel agents. And there's 60 people that is going to be in this raffle. There was someone that followed me this morning because I don't usually
okay.
promote it. I don't promote it
That's
all the time.
exciting.
So this, but doesn't include flights, okay? Because I don't know where anyone is coming from, so I can't do that. I don't want to cover something I can, but it's an all-inclusive classic drinks, complimentary onboard dining, excursion, ancient Ephesus, excursion millionaire. I can't say that word. Palace of Connoisseurs, and then onboard entertainment, onboard gratuities, the shuttle from Mykonos Old Town. So just so you know, also, of course, there are other things, but this is just for one person. If another person wants to go with you, then that person gets a 50% off, because I'm just doing something from, you know, something that I feel like it's appropriate. So anyway, it goes, let me tell you guys where it goes. It goes to, let's see, it goes from Athens to Mykonos, which I think is really cool. I'm looking forward to doing that in this coming year. It goes to Kudesi, Turkey, and it goes to Patmos. Let's see if we can get those. Where's the fifth one? There's another place. It goes to about 6 places. I'm just trying to, this is one of the reasons why I don't like doing this on the computer. But anyway, if you want to check it out, you go into my platform, also travel. But what we're going to do right now, let's go ahead and, so these are the people, and I numbered them. So I kind of like did it in a creative way, because you can't really pick up people's name on, you know, on Instagram and put it on. So I had to do a spinner. So this is just,
let's count to 3 and you're gonna spin it.
It's a spinner. So you want to count for me? And the thing
Yeah,
is that there's one
one.
person's name that's not there, but I know we'll go into my social media and see the last person that joined. So let's go. One.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, spin. Go, Annie.
I know, right? And it's going to fix somebody's name. 45. 45. So let's find out who the 45 person is. Okay. And if it's someone that has a big business, we're going to disqualify that person. So let's see, 45. All right, so I don't know who this person is, but Oluwafemi. So we're gonna see if this is a legit person, but if it is not a legit, you know how it works. Yeah, so congratulations to Oluwafemi. But if that person is not able to do it, we're gonna do one more spin, okay? This is just in case. So we got 45. Let's go ahead and try it again. Let's do it done. Okay, we're gonna do it again. 1.
The backup person.
Yeah, the backup person. That's what I call it.
I think your system is broken.
All right, so let's do this. I think it's because the person, okay, so the person really wants to win. So let's try it again. That would not be fair. We'll contact the person, because some people, they probably can't travel. We'll see what it can do. 24. Okay, let's go look at 24. Who's the 24th person? You would not believe it. Do you know who that person is?
No, I don't think so.
I'll tell you who that person is. Favor. That's her business. This is her business. Remember Favor, the hairstylist?
Oh, right. Yeah, she came over to help with the shoot, right?
Yeah. So what do you think? You be the judge of it. She's a business owner, but she's of course not a big business owner. So what do you think?
It doesn't matter. You can be a big business owner. You can still win things. It's not.
All right. So we're gonna do 45. If that doesn't work, then we'll go to 24. Right? So congratulations, and we'll see what we can do. And from time to time, I'm definitely gonna be doing this for the Also Travel platform. And thank you so much, Ksenia, for coming over.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and if you really want to get in contact with Ksenia, if you just go to Ksenia Pro Photos, and I'm going to also tag her in this video, and I'm also going to tag myself, and so you can get in contact with me. I'll definitely get you to her, because I have to book my.
We need to do like a cruise tour with a photo shoot included.
We should see how that's gonna be done, right? That's a good idea.
Maybe like in 2025, just to be safe.
So the one thing I will say is that there are some people that also are afraid of a cruise, but the all-inclusive cruise tour is not like you're gonna sit on the cruise all day. You actually get off to go into the small islands and stuff. You go to Santorini. Santorini was the one I didn't show. Mykonos, those are popular destinations, but these are like historical area. And eventually, Delta Airline is actually doing one to South Africa right now. All you have to do is tag, tag, tag. Check that out also on my Also Travel platform. You should enter too, because I'm entering. So Delta Airline is doing that. And of course, I'm probably going to eventually do something in February for land, you know, like resorts destination as well. But thank you so much. And I look forward to working with you this coming year. Take
Thanks for
care.
having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. And if you do have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me about Ksenia Pro Photos. And also, if you want to book your flights, destination trips, hotels, car rentals, I am here. AlsoTravel.com is my online, but best way to contact me is usually from our Instagram page at Also Travel, OHSO_travel. Okay. Take care. Happy New Year. I hope you have a blessed New Year and a wonderful year. Take care. Bye. Thank you.